Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Today, we are going through your WWE 2K23 hot takes. We got you live in the chat, but we also got this huge community thread of everything. And we're going to sit back, relax, strap in, strap on, because we're going to go through and dissect some of your main hot takes for the game. Like, my faction, people like it. I know, it's bizarre. I don't think people really do. But it's going to be fun and entertaining nonetheless. So let's get into it. Before we do that, do Matt a favor and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you're always up to date on everything we're doing here for WWE, AEW, and 2K23-24 news coming at you, daddy. Let's get started. All right, I posed the question. I said, community, that is you. Share your hot takes on the game. And you may be featured on a video. This being the video. It will also go up on demand afterwards. Ron Diesel says the combo system. And let's just get this thing zoomed in here for you so that big Ron can see what is going on. All right. Hey, look at me go with the internet. Look at that. The Ron Diesel says the combo system sucks. It needs to go back to the systems, the 2K19. I'm of two minds of this. I don't mind. Well, am I two minds of it? When I think of the overall mechanics. I don't like all the control. Now that I'm so used to 22 and 23 with the stripped down controls, I'm actually okay with it. The combo system, yeah. XXXA, XXB, A, all of that do combos. I find I don't even do a ton of combos. Sometimes I do and I'm into it a lot. Sometimes I don't. And sometimes I'm just doing grapple and then strong grapple, light grapple, and then that's it. But sometimes I'm doing all of the combos. But yeah, combo system's okay. I don't think it's like, it's hit or miss. WWE Addict for Life, so this says, just replies, says, yes, it does. Pro Wrestling Shoot. Oh, yeah, daddy. Big timers. Go check out Pro Wrestling Shoot. Great guys. Face reversal buttons need to be removed. See, I need my controller. All right, I got my controller here so I can think. I'm a visual person. The face reversal buttons need to be removed and go back to the 2-button reverse system on the triggers that we had. Oh yeah, because right now it's like Y on Xbox, right? Or triangle on PlayStation, regardless of how much you suck at the game. Yeah, I gotta agree with that, Jesse. I think that you need to go back to the trigger reversals. That would be good. That would work for me, brother. Tom talks rubbish. Good for Tom. I'd like to see Tom in here. Match type are all the same, which sucks. Tom, aggressive. Are all the match types the same? Well, here's the thing. Here's what I'll say to that. A lot of the match types do end up feeling the same. I've even seen some hot takes of people saying that Hell in a Cell is not fun. It's quite boring, they say, in the internet because it's not big enough, the gaps in the cage. And I understand that. But I like to see that. Are all the match types the same? I think there's a lot of overlap. When you have singles, toggle DQ on and off, then you get things like Extreme Rules, No Holds Barred. You start getting that overlap. So I understand what Tom is talking about here, where it feels like you need more variety. Because it's like, how many times in different way? I appreciate that we get things like every possible combination of numbers for like a ladder match. Think about the old days. You'd get like a one-on-one ladder match or a tag team. And now it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-way, 8-way, in and out, left and right, brother. You get any which way you want to do it. That's what she said. Dylan. Good man, Dylan Toolin. I like Dylan. The fighting stances. The fighting stances are goofy and frustrating for creators. Oh, he's talking specifically about his issues. No, I'm kidding, Dylan. The manager AI can be ridiculous at times. Okay, he's spitting fire on everything. Running all over the place for no reason and getting involved in matches in the most opportune time. Bring back barricade-breaking OMG moments, but keep the other way in. Dylan's going on talking a lot of stuff. He even commented, repost after. He says, I wish the backstage. All right, Dylan. Look at Dylan's going nuts here. He wants everything in the game. What are you doing there, Dylan? Asking for 10 things, you bunch of dummies. I'm kidding, Dylan. The fighting stance, yeah, I've even commented on this too. Change this. Let's get rid of this. You can press down on the D-pad, or excuse me, you press down on the triggers there, and you can click it, and then he'll stand straight up. I like that. You should have more of that. I make the comment that more wrestlers in the game should have unique fighting stances, or just populate like 5 or 6. Have like a couple of generic women, have a couple of generic men, like for a heavyweight, and then the super heavyweights and all of that. Give them different fighting stances. I agree. And it does make it harder for creators that do that type of content, I must say. What was the other one he said? Bring back barricade OMG moments? Yeah, buddy. I miss OMG moments. I've talked about this in other videos. I'm like, give me OMG moments back. I don't like how breaking the barricade works this year. Is silly. You can't really, I can never do it. I don't know what match type it is. I don't know what I have to do, but I don't like it. It's too much effort. It's too much work. Dylan's going off, Jacob. He's going left and right, front and center. It's all good with him. But I don't like that we don't have OMG moments. Give me that. Give me the little button prompts. I'll do that all day long. It makes it easy for me. You can pull off a lot of cool stuff. Now it's all like Irish whips that turned into things. But I need more OMG moments. Yes, through tables. Yes, through announce tables. But give me stuff where it's going to be like top rope, elbow drop, or ladder to the announce table. Or actual OMG moments with Hell in a Cell. God damn it, pal. We need Hell in a Cell. You know what I want? I want red Hell in a Cell. But Vince, it's terrible and it looks ugly. God damn it. Give it to me now. Hot take from Boog the Legend says, people should chill on the devs because it's not easy as you think to implement everything people want. Give me what I want. And I never said it was easy, but stuff could definitely be improved. No, I'm going to be a petulant child, and say, give me what I want. But yeah, people should chill on the devs. I agree. It's a healthy balance. If we come out kicking and screaming, we want everything. Here's the thing on that I will say in their defense. I agree with Boog. Don't be hard on the devs. They're doing what they can. They're under constraints of 2K and WWE. It's not their fault. No one's out there trying to do a bad job. That's what I believe. People don't inherently wake up and they're like, I'm going to crap the bed today. Maybe some people are. That's how they want to live their life. But in large part, I think people that want to put out a product like a video game, they want to do the best job for what they're supposed to do with their piece of it. Whether it's like in a video game and you got guys that are like, I do grass texturing. They want to make the best grass possible. If it's people in the wrestling video games and they want to do moves, they want to make it look and feel as good as possible. They don't want to just like phone it in. Maybe they do. I have no idea who they are. But you know what I mean? They want to do what they can. So you take it easy on the devs. However, I do say that with a community of any type, for any video game related thingy, or anything we get, it's never enough. It doesn't matter what you could be going for. You could be buying a new bag of potato chips and they just take out 10 chips. It's never enough chips. You need more in the bag. And then Lay's could come out and be like, look what we did. We've added 10% more chips. And you'll be like, why not 15? Why isn't the whole bag stuffed to the brim? And Lay's will say that doesn't work for us. And economically, that's not going to be in our favor. Or a car. You want to be able to get a car and you want every feature in it. They'll be like, we'll give you everything we can, but it's going to cost you a lot more money. You can't put everything in. You can't make it 800 miles an hour. You might want it. It's not going to happen. So what I'm saying is, through all of this ranting, is that you got to take it easy because we get things like maybe next year's special guest referee. It won't be enough. It's never enough. They need to chill. WWE 2K23 Ruthless Aggression Cause. This is a long name. The no selling of moves really takes me out of the immersion. Yeah, the no selling, it's an issue. I mean, you can go through sliders and you could adjust everything. But I get what you're saying. You want to be able to do a power bomb and the guy, and he's already in like red damage and he's bleeding. You want him to stay down longer than just the normal stun time. Also, get rid of the stun meter thing. The red glow? What the hell is that about? Why do we have that? It's like we're a simulation experience. Here's a red glowy vibrator on your screen. You're like, I don't need this in my life. Shy Guy Works says the existence of my faction is plain greed, and their reason for locking it out of other modes is disingenuous. Why can't I talk? Disingenuous. Genuish. Sounds like I'm making a wish to the digest. WWE 2K22's My Rise was better. He's got two little hot takes there. I don't remember 2K22's My Rise. I'm betting it was better. I didn't like the Lock story this year. I found the Lock story boring. The Legacy one was better. That's what I enjoyed. But Shy Guy is saying my faction is plain greed. Yeah, pretty much. But the narrative of like, why can't we have exclusive things for the factions. Just make it better. Because people don't want it. What consumer is sitting there going, paywalled? I love it. Get out of here. Jeremy, Baltimore, coming in saying, hot take. There hasn't been a good 2K game since... Why am I Trump? There hasn't been a 2K game since what? Wait. There hasn't been a good 2K game since 19.20. Since 19. Period. 20 had its bright spots, but none of them have ever been able to recapture the joy that people felt since 2K19. 2K19, I think, hits a lot of people in the feels. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because 2K19 lasted, well, number one, it was a very solid game with a lot of DLC and a lot of content thrown in there. Graphically, at the time, it was like hitting its peak. We've had it for many years. It was hitting its full stride. Everything we were used to, the game mechanics, the match types, everything was kind of in there rocking and rolling. But then 2K20 came out and wrecked our lives. Everyone played 2K20 and they put it back on the shelf because they realized this is the most horrendous thing ever and it's glitched to hell. I'm going back to 2K19. This is why I think 2K19 gets so much praise overall. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But I think what Jeremy is saying here is valid. Because so many people have scary nightmares of 2K20 and the eyeballs oozing out left and right, up and down through the pants and underpants. And then you went back and you're like, 2K19 is like, it's like an old pair of sweatpants. They just fit. They just feel good on a Thursday night. I don't blame you whatsoever. Let's move on. Mercedes Monet with the check mark. That must mean it's the real one. Hot take. The devs are honestly trying to force my faction onto us too hardly, locking exclusive attires, new updated looks, etc. that we can't even use outside of one mode. That about 2% of the players actually play the game is extremely unnecessary, and they try to act like... Oh my god, this is huge. They can't add the models into the other game, and it's hardly been done by the modders. They can promote it as much as they want, but they're locking in the mode. Yes. I don't think locking things is good. I'll go back to the chip analogy. We're going to lock 20% of the chips. The best ones. The full chips. The ones that haven't been crushed from shipping. We're going to put them, we're going to paywall those. Going to buy them in a separate bag. But to do that, you have to hunt for them and use your Lay's credits in order to get them. Moving on. The hit detection is absolutely horrible. Colton says DAM. Don't know what that means. I played through 7 matches today. That's a lot. In every single one of them, I had a moment where I either clashed with the AI, missed, even though I was close enough to hit them, or went to activate my finisher, but got hit with something instead. I agree. I want the hit detection better. I like that there's always like I don't like it, but like there's always just like there's just smacking of buttons going together. It's ridiculous. It's not good. All right, beast mode. Hot take. Removing the ability to injure your opponents during a regular match was one of the worst things 2K has done to the franchise, in my opinion. See, I like this. Like where he's coming from. They have time to bring it back in the next game, but there honestly wasn't any real reason they needed to remove it in the first place. Yeah, I agree. Going through full injuries, are we able to get them down to purple anymore? That was a thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Can we get the opponents down to purple level now and cause an injury? We can do an injury in universe mode, but in regular play, I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah, I like the days when you could actually injure somebody. They should do that where it's young boy says, no, I cannot do that. Get them to purple. I want to get them down. You can't. All right. No, I don't think so, says everybody. Okay, well, no. No, you can't, says Sammy. He's like, you cannot. MGM says no injuries. Purple, no. But the injuries, I believe, injuries are in the game. You can injure somebody in like universe mode, but you can't purpleize them in exhibition. But they should have it like next year. I recall limping. I recall a limp. I do. They're hobbling a little, or they're holding their shoulder or their arm. I recall those things as well. They don't give it to us, do they? That's what I'm talking about, head of the table. Ref stoppage. Let us beat the guy down in exhibition to just Deep Purple, not the band, but the level of the degree of injury, and they're just so broken. You get to a point you're just smashing them with everything, and they're totally black and blue, and then the referee just does referee stoppage. Maybe it's like an extreme thing that doesn't even happen all the time, but maybe you can like randomly make it happen. That'd be a cool feature to add, but I agree with the hot take here. They need to do that. The limb targeting needs to be better. If I'm going to destroy your knee in the game, it should look like it. Everything pro wrestling here. I would love for controls to feel like grappler. Change the control scheme. Again? We've changed it. We've changed it once. We've changed it twice. I don't know how many more times we can change it. GM mode needs to feel less restrictive with who would give better matches. Giants versus high flyers. I hate that way they do that. Yeah, it shouldn't be based off of Giants versus high flyers give you better match options. That's a good hot take. Mr. Mikey. Universe mode should be great by now, but for some reason 2K is scared to make it great. Like there's no reason universe mode should be trash. Is universe mode trash? Sean says KO on somebody randomly. Yes. Is universe mode trash, or just could be better? I feel like it could be a lot better. I feel like it is behind and it's like duct taped together sometimes with the crashing and the brokenness of it. I would read the next one, but it's all cursed, so I can't say that one. You like the controls? It could be better, Jamie says. I agree. Strizer. Tube Wrestling. Strizer, what's going on, brother? Toss out my faction. Showcase my rise. Put all that effort into a more unique and complete universe mode with a ton of new features that actually function, bro, because it's wrestling. Toss out my faction, showcase and my rise. If I toss those out, you got to give them something else. If you took all three of those, are three modes entirely. I don't disagree, but I do feel you got to replace it with something. I'd probably do like a Road to WrestleMania. Showcase mode, I'm kind of over with. If next year we get for 24, we get another showcase, a standard showcase of like Undertaker, or we get Triple H, or we're going to get Randy Orton. Like, fine. Maybe they'll put a fresh spin on it, but I'm kind of bored of it. Road to WrestleMania would be good for variety. My Rise doesn't speak to me. I know a lot of people like it, but I don't like it very much. I'd rather get rid of everything if it meant that you can consolidate into a Road to WrestleMania / put the effort into other modes. It'd be a lot more fun. Silver Grunion here with a hot take. Right at me, he shows, with the Maverick. 2K23 would be better without a creation suite. Oh my word, what a hot take. It wasn't built for fans to make their friends and run their own feds. Play as the wrestlers 2K gives you. And if your favorite didn't make the cut, then you're watching the show wrong anyway, and the game isn't for you. Dang. I like the hot take. Just saying, like, we shouldn't even have a creation suite? Ooh, could you imagine? I don't agree whatsoever, but what a hot take. Banishing. It's basically Fight Forever, isn't it? Destroy the take. Destroy this man. Boo this man. Silver Grunion, thank you. But boo this man's take. I don't know about that one. WWE 2K takes out more features of the game than they put in. Chainsaw Gnarly? Yeah, Chainsaw Gnarly, I believe, also does a lot of creations too. Shout out to them. Yeah, they do tend to. Wasn't it 2K15 that I'm thinking of, or is it 16? The one with John Cena on the cover? That one was like stripped down of everything. Prior to that, when we had 2K, whatever, well, it was still the old thing. Then they went into 2K, took them with the old engine on 12, 13. And then it started to change. And then we got to like 15 MGM. Thank you. 15 was like John Cena on the cover, plain as anything. The layout for the menus was plain and trashy. And then you had no match types. They were just like, we're going to get rid of everything and we're going to rebuild it up. So then they start reintroducing things. And you're like, that's not a new thing. Wasn't it 2K15, everybody? Help me out. Was 2K15 where they didn't have create a championship, but they patched it in later? One of the 2K games, they did that. Or is that like 20? 2K20. Did 2K20 not have create championship at the beginning? They patched it in after. Or is it 15? One of those two games did that. And it was terrible. It was 20, Sam says. I don't think it was even patched in for 15. Gadar says that was 2K20. Was. Hot fire. Chris Law. AI for breaking up tag match pins happens too much. Please fix this. Not so much a hot take. It's more of a wish list item, Chris. But I appreciate it. Because I agree. Tag team matches are infuriating. Don't get me started on a 4-on-4 my faction match because... well, it never ends. Bruno, Rodkay, Bray Wyatt forever. The only good showcase modes were 15, 16, where they really cared about telling complete stories and had a lot of matches. Nowadays, just a few random matches each year and very incomplete. There's a lot I don't like about showcase mode this year, and I agree with this. Here's the thing. What I liked about the old ones, and let's take a look at, what's the game? WWE 2K14? Or am I thinking of 16? 16 with Austin on the cover. All right, you got WWE 2K16, a very fine video game. I actually still have this on my Xbox. I was downloading and I played it not long ago. It's quite enjoyable. Universe mode is very basic, but you know what? The showcase thing for this is hella good. This is a very good showcase. Why? Personally, it's for Attitude Era, which I love. But the other big thing I liked about it, they didn't do the slingshot tech that 2K loves nowadays, where what they do is they cut. They go from the in-game and then they do the cut to the real footage, but we don't get any of the audio. So that bothers me with the new ones of Ray and Cena the last 2 years, because you're just getting random, like generic background music and then the moment, and then maybe like Cena's commentary or Ray's commentary over top of it. What I loved about 2K16 is you just got gameplay, because it's a video game. So we just got gameplay, but they brought in King, Jim Ross, and they did the real commentary. That piece for the showcases, that's what I love. I love when they brought in the actual commentary from the event, because that made it feel authentic and like you were reliving it. They even did that in 2K20, did they not? 2K20 with the women? And they did the women's showcase? Or is that 2K19? 2K20. Because then they did like the actual authentic, it was hot fire, hot trash. Like the glitching, the referees, the Charlotte Flairs, the hair, all of it. Hot mess. However, they did have the actual commentary tracks over top. Big MGM says, yes, it was 20. Yeah. I thought that was a win. I don't know why they stick away from it, because to Bruno's point, it does feel incomplete and it does feel lazy on the part of the devs of like, have a match of Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio. Hit these objectives, which you have to sit there and pause. I'm sorry, but you have to sit there and pause the game all the time to go, what's the next move? What's the next move? What's the next move? You're constantly pausing to see what the next thing is you're supposed to do to hit that check mark. And you're not really enjoying reliving the thing. You can have some objectives in there, but you're trying to play through it like the real thing happened instead of pausing it. I don't think we look closely enough at Showcase and why it's a debacle right now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. This is a quick timeout and a cheap plug for your old pal Matt. If you're joining us here live or on demand, WWE 2K23 Hot Takes is what we're doing today. And if you guys enjoy videos like this, do me a favor. We want to get to that 100,000 mark, but that's greedy. I'm not asking for that. We're asking for 94,000. We're almost there, and we just keep chipping away every day, and drop a like on the video. And if you can't do that, then at least just hang out and have a good time, and we'll all enjoy ourselves. Kyle says, just give us all My Rise characters from the story. I mean, everyone from both the men's and the women's My Rise stories, also guest referee matches as well. He's not really a hot take for it, but I appreciate that we need more of the My Rise, because we got that in 22. They unlocked those, gave it to us. 23, nah. MVP Workshop. This game will be a stepping stone for crazy microtransactions. My faction is only a piece of it. Guarantee Creation Suite going to take a huge hit, and they start doing exclusive hairs and attire parts for My Rise. I can see it. If they continue with my faction, I think they keep doing it. I would worry that they would block things. See, if they keep the Creation Suite stuff of like putting stuff behind it, you have to like either paywall it or grind to unlock stuff. I don't mind that. Look at Fight Forever. One of the things I did kind of like was that you had in-game currency, cash, You play some matches, you build up your cash, you unlock creation parts. I like that reward. You got a lot of in the base stuff, but if you want to have some specialty items in there, some cool t-shirts, some gear, and you put it behind it where you just need to play these types of matches, hit these goals, and then you get it to create in the whole game, not locked. That's wonderful. What's wrong with that? That's an incentive to play the game. It's time to play the game. But it's a good way to do it, to incentivize players to come back longer, to be like, I want to unlock all the creation parts. They could patch in more, make players play longer. Just don't put it behind on my faction microtransactions. A fear. Richard Lynn, hot take. The lack of freedom in certain match types and missing types have been gone since 2K14. Lack of freedom? Are we talking about maybe a backstage brawl, perhaps? Because I agree with that. Why can't I have multi-man backstage brawls? Why does that break the game? Why can guys like Reeves and Marty M give me what I want? But I can only have a one-on-one match, but they can give me a 6-way, 8-way. And it doesn't even break the game, hardly. Maybe slightly. But you know what I mean. My faction is the best mode in WWE 2K23 coming in from Rival. Hot diggity dog. It's not. A hot take. Don't agree. Thank you for the hot take. If you're just joining us, you guys coming in here, I'm saying right now, hi, because you'll be on demand as well as we come in later on. Just ridiculous, the hot takes. All right, Loner by Nature. I thought I must be dyslexic because I thought it was like Loner Boner. That's a hell of a name too if you want to take that one. Loner by Nature says, hot take. Stop signing NDAs and be more transparent with fans / hardcore players. And this comment is just in general to all wrestling content creators and all the WWE games devs. And just because the game is out, let's try interacting with the fans besides just pushing product. I agree. I want to see more transparency, more communication. I'd love it if they did a dev Q&A. I know they got their Discord. They don't talk about anything. I would love it if the devs had a little bit more open communication. A little bit. I understand NDAs and I understand you not being able to come out there and be able to tell us 10,000 things about the game that's coming up. I understand it. And there's probably a risk too, though, if you did say like, okay, the devs are going to be in a Discord and, you know, open chat, open forum, community Q&A. I understand the risk there because, number one, they don't have to do those things. It'd be good. It would speak with your fan base and your community and take feedback. But there's the risk that you're going to get a lot of people coming in there yelling. And you don't really want to get yelled at a lot. It's really unnecessary. If I made a video game and then I just said, hey, it's open time, it's open season, a lot of people are going to come at you. You don't really want that in your life. I understand. Not me, it's you. They're trying to spread their focus over too many modes. Ashley J says, making each one feel poor to play. My GM universe have so much potential but are held back because of the amount of focus on my faction. For example, quality over quantity. I am of that mindset as well. I like to have more quality than quantity. I do not need 1,000 different options given to me. I need the best of the best. I could do with fewer match types, hear me out, but more quality. You could eliminate some that maybe we don't really see ever on WWE programming, but insert things like Buried Alive, special guest referee, etc. that fans are clamoring for, and you eliminate certain match types that look at the user base. How many people are doing, I don't know, 5-way ladder matches? I'm just throwing stuff out there. You know what I mean? Like, do you really need this? Or could we mix and match? And yes, put more emphasis on things like fixing or updating or pushing forward universe mode in my GM. You guys are just joining me in the chat. Hi, good to see all of you. We're doing hot takes for WWE 2K23. Oh, it's FBE coming in hot, just like the thumbnail. FBE. Oh my God. Lucas says he just loves this game. Oh, how dare you, Lucas. The grappling system is terrible. Eduardo says my GM isn't as good as it was. And universe mode needs a full-on revamp. Actually, somebody in the comments did say this to me regarding my last video I did. Go check that out, youtube.com/assembleshow. Cheap plug. I talked about my GM and some of the updates. And I said, my GM this year is pretty solid. Somebody in the comments was like, I'm a full bloody idiot because I said that, because it's nowhere near as good as the old days. I agree. I just said it's good. Like, this year's fine. But I don't disagree. The old ways were better. Oh, man. But yeah, it needs a full revamp. I agree. NBA 2K does the sandbox and management modes amazingly with my GM in my league, and I'm pretty sure they'd be capable of pulling that off in WWE. I think so too. I think there's a lot that the NBA 2K dev team could help with the WWE 2K team in terms of ideas. I'm sure they talk. I'm sure they would look at certain things, see what they could bring over, but a good sharing of ideas could go a long way. Universe mode is a wonderful sandbox, but man, does it need more. And NBA 2K seems to get a lot of things right and some things wrong. No more combos, please, during the story modes. That was bad, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm right there. Next, we're on the 9th generation of consoles. Is it that long? And these games still have some horrid low-res textures and videos. That's true. They could increase textures. They could also do things like more Titantrons, updated music tracks, things of that nature. Shane. Go. Why do we spend extra money on a game that refuses to unlock everything? I think this is my faction related, especially when we buy it early to get accelerator pack. I'm with you, Shane. That can unlock everything, including all the wrestlers, arenas, championships in every mode, so we can play in universe mode. That is a question I have for 2K. I buy the game, including the accelerator pack. The accelerator pack is to unlock everything in the game. Now, if I did go to 2K's website or Xbox or anything, and I look at the game and I look at the accelerator pack, maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe it does say in full letters that you cannot use the accelerator pack to unlock showcase mode. This was the thing in 22. I don't like it at all. I almost feel like it's false advertising. You put things behind, and it's the supercharger. The accelerator is supercharger. I don't like that at all. I'm just trying to look it up. 2K23 supercharger. Because you go in there and you buy it, but you cannot use it. So if we got the supercharger for Xbox One, I don't care what edition. Supercharger puts the biggest Legends in Universe mode in your hands. Unlock all the WWE Legends available at launch. Trish, Hogan, Throwbacks, Halloween Havoc, SummerSlam, and more. It's included part of the season pass. It includes WWE. So, like, even the supercharger description implies unlock all the Legends available at launch. Like, that should include showcase mode. Why do I have to play the showcase? Oh, look at this. Vince McMahon's here. God damn it. Making the game more arcadey. Stupid. They should have went with more completely simulation-based style. God damn it. Like 2K19 was doing, and kept the features like chain wrestling, selling. Now the game feels a little diluted, not arcadey enough, not a simulation enough. So yeah, I agree. We need chain wrestling in this thing. That'd be a lot of fun. The franchise does not need to have a yearly release. Everything they do to not improve the game, not only noticeable the difference, are the rosters, and if we're lucky, new, returning match types. My Rise original characters are great. Oh no. The DLC is very disappointing. I think the DLC was okay. I don't think it was great, though. It wasn't a home run by any means. I think 22's DLC actually was better than 23's. Oh. We'll see about that. Chain wrestling, this is a big one that does come in a lot, is that chain wrestling was actually a pretty cool feature and wouldn't mind if it made a return. Same. Just bring in chain wrestling, but just make it optional so that I can either turn it on or turn it off. That would make people happy. But guys, if we're in the comments and we're putting in hateful words and all of that, just put the emote in there that says, go F yourself and get out. That's all I got to say about that. Apart from universe mode, as you can spot, is your imagination to make it fun. There's nothing really to do at all. Everyone finished Showcase and My Rise months ago, and my GM, my faction give you no reason you want to play at this moment. Here, hot take. AEW Starfield says, I think the gameplay is slow when compared to previous years. Is it slow down? It's one of those things you got to go back and try different years. See what's up. But I do miss the chain wrestling. I don't know if it's slower or not. Glitches Film Studio says the devs should put promos back into universe mode and more match types in 24. Promos for sure. We should have the 2 slots for promos added back in. Lacks a ton of signature moves. Graphics is the only thing better in 23 compared to Here Comes the Pain. Here Comes the Pain is very beloved. People say they've gone back to 2K19. Let's try to get one or two more in here, guys. Universe mode is still ass. UFC says, take, scrap my rise, my faction, bring in defeat Roman like Undertaker 2K14, add in 40 years of Mania, and add in mini showcase on Wyatt. Kind of like that better. Let's see if we can get one more in here. And the last one here. Could have done more. They could have done more. Ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the recorded version here. If you're watching this on demand, if you're with us live, stay tuned because we'll do a little bit of Q&A with you. Thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one.
Let me talk to him.